Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Today, we're going to be discussing longevity for women. So let me share my screen and we're going to get started. Hopefully you can see my slides now. I like to start all of my programs with a quote, and today's quote is by Michelle Obama. Communities and countries and ultimately the world are only as strong as the health of their women. Today's program is going to include why do women go through menopause, the latest scientific research on longevity, what and when to eat, why you should care about your health, action steps, and we're going to go through 10 rules of successful aging as laid out by Martha Stewart. If you're new to my channel, I'd like to just take a minute to tell you about myself. My name is Donna DeRosa. I'm the author of the Big Book of Mediterranean Diet Cooking, which you can see here on the screen, the Flexitarian Cookbook for Beginners, and A Year of Graceful Living. I'm a former automotive journalist and managing editor, and now I am a lifestyle and wellness coach who specializes in Mediterranean living and longevity. I have two websites, DonnaDeRosa.com, where I write about lifestyle and wellness, and mostly Mediterranean.com, where I share recipes. And you're watching this on my YouTube channel, where you can see all of this in action. So let's get started. Why do women go through menopause? Women are more than 4 times as likely to become centenarians than men. So why do women live longer when our bodies shut off our ability to breed at around the age 50? Menopause generally happens to women between the ages of 45 and 55. Personally, for me, it was 57. What is supposed to happen after that time? So we're living longer, so what happens after that? There's a theory called the grandmother hypothesis, and it says that the grandmothers are the teachers in our society and they pass on their wisdom and their knowledge. So evolution is about the survival of the genes, ensuring that the younger generations survive and they thrive. So after menopause, women take on new roles where they are caregiving to their children and possibly their grandchildren, and they're there to transfer their knowledge and they're there for emotional support to ensure that the younger generations thrive. In traditional Chinese medicine, the term for menopause is Jieting. I hope I'm saying that right, which means second spring. And it represents a renewal of energy and opportunities as there is a shift from our fertility and reproduction stages to conserving and nourishing the self. It's a lovely positive view of menopause as a time of renewal, energy, and growth. So whether we are grandmothers or simply postmenopausal, we still have a lot of life left in our years. Evolution somehow expects more of us, so we can move into a new era of renewed opportunities. It's now our time. So let's stay healthy as late into these years as possible. I'd like to go through some of the latest scientific research that I've been reading about. So in the field of longevity, we've come a long way over the centuries. Mainly, we've tackled the events that happen early in life. So back in the olden days, centuries ago, people used to die earlier. People would die in childbirth. Children wouldn't live that long. People would have 10 children and maybe only 5 of them would survive. So with improved sanitation, the discovery of antibiotics, and better nutrition overall, we have significantly decreased infant mortality rates. We've tackled early childhood diseases, and we've made childbirth safer for women and for babies. And for our later years, we have made some progress in the areas of heart disease and some cancers, but not so much with things that are popping up now like dementia. So the next thing we need to tackle is the neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and dementias. And we also need more progress in the area of cancer. We haven't changed the limits of how long we can live. It's rare when someone lives into their 100s. Evolution has selected our lifespan. Evolution only cares about our likelihood of passing on our genes and the continuation of the species. It doesn't really care about keeping you around forever. And we see in evolution that small animals live shorter lives and larger animals live longer lives, and human beings fall somewhere in between there. So is that lifespan fixed for us? There is no law that sets our lifespan, but our bodies start to break down because of evolution. So can we change that by interfering with it? It may be possible, but it's not happening anytime soon. But there are a lot of research studies now going on that are trying to tackle this problem. So as we age, though, we lose the ability to regenerate tissue. So when you're older, a cut, for example, takes much longer to heal than it did when you were younger. There is some evidence that calorie restriction can increase lifespan in a modest way. Whether it is from intermittent fasting or just for reducing your calories overall, it has some beneficial effects up to a point. It turns on several metabolic pathways. There are some drugs that are being experimented with that can mimic this by inhibiting pathways, but they can also affect the immune system, so they could possibly trigger cancer. So they're not really safe yet. Aging is highly complex, but we can live well as late into our lives as possible. Let's talk about what and when to eat. A Mediterranean diet surely helps. Eating legumes, whole grains, vegetables, plenty of nuts and seeds, and olive oil. There is also some evidence that it's not just what you eat, but when you eat that matters. Studies on intermittent fasting suggest that we should leave 12 hours between dinner and breakfast. We should eat a light dinner and finish about 3 hours before we go to bed. Intermittent fasting is voluntarily abstaining from food for various periods of time. This practice may boost longevity by helping cells live longer. It activates autophagy, a process that breaks down and recycles old or damaged parts of a cell, helping to slow down aging. It's unclear, however, if this happens because of the fasting or because of calorie restriction in general. Why should you care about your health? Besides the obvious answers that we want to feel good and live long, healthy lives, there are other factors to consider. 41% of Americans have medical debt that ranges from a few $1,000s to sums that are more than what most people paid for their house. So defy the odds and take your health into your own hands. That does not mean that you should not go to your doctor. You should keep up with all of your regular medical appointments, but you should strive to be disease-free. Most diseases in this country are lifestyle diseases. They are preventable. So live your life with wellness in mind. Stay healthy longer into your years. So let's talk about some action steps that we can take. A healthy lifestyle is better than any medicine on the planet. Eat moderately, get daily exercise, get sufficient good quality sleep, wake up with a sense of purpose, and socialize. And maintaining an active lifestyle, even simply walking around town every day, has been shown to improve longevity. Companionship has a similarly positive effect. Loneliness can be toxic. So let's get into specifics. Move your body regularly. As you get older, you may find that to be more difficult, but as we get older, we need to move our bodies more than ever. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go jogging or go to the gym, but try walking or gardening or doing crafts or just working around the house or even playing sports or dancing. Engage in social activities. Spending time with family and friends, having fun, or volunteering or working with your colleagues. Loneliness is a big issue right now. Social media has taken over as a form of socializing, but it's actually the opposite. People are more isolated and lonely than ever. So get out into the world and talk to people. Reduce controllable stress. Now, we all have stresses that involve work and money and medical issues and family problems. There are some stresses that are just unavoidable, but don't get involved in other people's dramas. Try to keep from getting angry and don't create your own stresses. Challenge your brain. Learn a new language. Pick up a musical instrument. Do something that challenges you cognitively and mentally. If a task stresses you out, then don't bother doing it. But look for challenges that are fun. I've been trying to learn French. I do it a little bit each day, and it challenges my mind. It allows me to dream of a French vacation, so it's fun. Do something challenging. Make time for the things you enjoy. Now, this may sound obvious, but do more of what you enjoy and less of what you do not enjoy. Do the things that make you feel happy and fulfilled. I like to cook, I like to bake, I like to read, I like to paint. I'm not even particularly good at painting, but I like to do it. So maybe you like to garden, or maybe you like to grow houseplants. What are your hobbies? Find time to do more of what you enjoy. Have a sense of purpose. If you choose to retire, don't isolate yourself and watch Netflix all day. Stay social. What can you offer to the world? Now remember, we're the grandmothers of society. So teach your grandchildren things that you know. Or if you don't have grandchildren, teach an online class or write a book. Start a blog where you share information. Or volunteer in your community. Or just work on your own stuff. Get up every day with a plan. So let's go through Martha Stewart's 10 Golden Rules for Successful Aging. Martha Stewart has a very helpful book on aging, and this is where I got this from. So number one, eat well. Now, I translate that as to the Mediterranean diet. Number 2, maintain a healthy weight. Number 3, stay physically active in whatever way you choose. Do something fun. Number 4, get quality sleep. Make sure you're getting between 7 and 9 hours of sleep a night. Number 5 is wear sunscreen. Very important to think about sunscreen, even if you're just going to go outside and garden. That's not always for the beach. Number 6, collaborate with a good primary care doctor regularly. Make sure you keep up with all of your health appointments, get all your screenings, get your blood work done, do all the things that you need to do to know where you are in your body and to stay healthy. Number 7, find your passion. In our later years, we have time to do these things. We didn't always have time when we were growing up and we were hustling or we were raising children or whatever we were doing in our lives. As we're older, we seem to have a little bit more time. So find your passion. Number 8, connect with others. It's very important to maintain connections. And number 9, stop complaining. Change what you can and accept what you cannot change. And number 10, stay curious. I'm going to end with another quote. This is really a mantra. I want you to say this to yourself every morning. I am creating a body that I enjoy living in. Think about that. I am creating a body that I enjoy living in. So that's all I have for you today. So if you have any questions, if you're watching this live, please feel free to write to me in the chat and I can answer you right there. If you're watching this later, there will be a comment section under the video where you can make any comments, you can say hello, you can ask questions. And that's all I have for you today. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope this helps, and let's live long, healthy lives together. Bye.